I've got a new safe here to recommend. The MSAFE PSB 220. The safe weighs 31 pounds, and the exterior dimensions are as follows. 5 5/8 inches high by 13 3/4 inches wide by 11 3/4 inches deep. The interior dimensions are 5 1/2 inches high by 10 5/8 inches wide by 7 5/8 inches deep. To open this lock, you press on, then enter the current access code. I'm using the default access code. Then press enter and rotate this ring. This whole assembly here is made out of steel and it's attached to the bolt work inside. So there's no point in trying to attack this with a screwdriver. You're never going to pry this off and get the bolts open that way. There are 2 bolts at the side of the door, 1 bolt on top of the door, and 1 bolt on the bottom of the door. The battery goes inside here. When the battery fails, which it will do, find a small screwdriver or table knife and pull off this cover. There are 2 contact points here where you can hold the 9-volt battery, power up the lock, open the safe, and then you can get in there and change the battery. Now about the hardware that comes with this. These are giant concrete anchor bolts. You've got 2 holes in the bottom of the safe and 1 hole on the back. I would recommend that you not use these unless you are practiced at setting concrete anchor bolts. I've done some construction. I've worked with these. It takes practice. To set these, you're going to need an impact drill. You're going to need a fairly deep concrete pour because this cannot extend out the bottom of the concrete. It has to be embedded within it. You're going to need long hex nuts or rod nuts in order to drive this down into the concrete. If you're not comfortable doing that, you could make a big mess. I would recommend getting some lag bolts with washers, big stout lag bolts. Set the safe where you want to anchor it. Remove these plastic covers here, make marks where the bolts are going to go. Move the safe, drill holes, and then when you put the safe back in place, you can take this shelf out and drive the lag bolts down with a socket wrench. So what kind of storage capacity are we talking about here? Let's pretend you want to store 4 handguns in this, and you're not concerned with speed loaders or magazines or flashlights or anything else. That's not going to work. That works. And of course, you could use a safe like this to store other things. And you could still fit a couple of handguns in here. Now here is how you change your access code. Do this with the door open. Put your hand right in the door. Press on, then enter. Then 1 and enter. Then enter your current access code. This is the default access code. Press enter, and you're ready to enter a new access code. I'll do something simple. 6 5 4 3 2 1. Enter. Do it a second time. Press enter. And now the system has to think for a little bit, like 5 or 10 seconds. And I'll lock it up while it's thinking. There we go. Now I can use my new access code. And it's open. If you think there's any chance you might forget your access code, don't do this. Practice your access code. Finally, these new locks that MSAFE is using can be silenced. Here's how you do it. Press on, then enter. 5, then enter. Then you enter your current access code, press enter, and that's it. No more beeps. And you're ready to use your new MSAFE like a pro.